Hello everyone, Thomas Ronhaar and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we are here for round number 3 of the WOR Season 14 Championship. As you can see, straight into the end of qualifying because we actually have a quali ban. The reason for that was because of last race. We had an incident with Dylan Warren and yeah, was my mistake. Unfortunately I can't show you right now the footage, but I pushed him off the track and basically that resulted in a quali ban and I think it was also a 5-second time penalty. Um, so yeah, last race didn't go as planned, but we're here today for run number 3 and we're looking to do our best job from basically last place. So yeah, moving on to the standings. As you can see before the Baku GP, it was Alvaro Carlton that leaded the way with 36 points. The Rubinho in P2 with 26. Nicolas Longe only haven't done one race, still third in the championship. Then Jay Penn and Luke Smith, and then we are actually in P6, just out of Duncan Hoffman in P7. And then there's Josh, Daniel, and Philip rounding out the top 10 so far. Uh, so yeah, looking to do our best job possible. So yeah, let's jump into the race. And as you can see, we're P20 right now, so we need to do a bit of catching to be able to fight against everyone. But as far as lies and away we go, getting a really good start. But the second phase was pretty poor, so I decided to just back off and let everyone else fight. As you can see, having to slam on the brakes pretty hard to avoid an incident with Trick MC. So far having gained one place already, so not too shabby even having done that start. And now pulling alongside Leroy Brown, using a bit of the overtake, and it should be pretty easy move down the inside. Make sure to not hit everybody, and that is up into P18. But there's a Mayna it's gonna be next. As you can see, it gets kind of squished for Jonas, so that opens up the gap on the outside line. Braking late, so make sure I don't run myself the road. Making a bit of contact, as I think it was Valentin that spun round. As you can see, it's quite chaotic in the first lap here. So we're just trying to not hit anybody. As you can see, Connor actually squeezes it off quite badly. And unfortunately, he paid the price for it. So we're actually up to P15 already. So we've actually gained 5 places in the space of half a lap. And now, getting a better to the Yona, he squeezes off pretty much to the wall. Defending really hard, but he decides to stick around the outside. It's not.
Jonah, man.
It's not a corner you can go side by side with, and I was ahead, fully. Well, not fully, but I was the guy ahead, going into the braking zone, and I was on the inside. As you can see, I'm just asking my engineer about the damage.
No damage.
Okay, good.
And
Fucking Jonah, man. What the hell was that?
no damage, luckily for
I
us.
tried to go too wide in. Oh, why is you going?
As you can see, we're not happy right now with how the second phase of the first lap went. But yeah, we need to do a bit of catching work now. To try and close the gap to Fabrizio Donoso. As actually VEC comes out now. So this might help us a little bit to close the gap to Fab if we get lucky. As you can hear, Ulas, I think he's currently in P7 or P8. Behind, I think it's Harvey Cowan, or it's actually an Alpine of Luke Smith. So yeah, but behind the nose right now, actually we're really close to him, but the gap was 2 seconds, so I reckon the delta is very far in the green right now. So yeah, we're trying to nail the restart obviously, as we need to take a bit of a risk to try and get into the DRS as soon as possible of Fabrizio and Andrew Buchan. I think it's gonna be VSC in very soon. As you can see, VSC is ending now. Make sure to not get in the red delta. And we've done an alright restart. I would say we're getting a few tenths on Fab, so and also a few tenths on other guys behind. So restart has been completely fine, and we just need to put our head down. As Jonas is retired from the session, actually on track. I believe he had an issue with the game where He went out of AI mode and I think his
sorry?
brakes were not working properly.
Everyone's crashing.
No,
no.
As you can hear, well, so everyone is well, not crashing but hitting a lot of walls. So a few cars ahead have damage. I'm not sure who at the moment, but definitely a few cars up ahead do have damage. So we can try and close the gap up to the front guys even faster. As you can see, DRS are now enabled, and the gap is now 2.0, 1.8 actually. So we're doing a pretty good job right now to close the gap to Fabricio and Ozo. And we just need to keep this up really. That's the only thing we can do right now. The gap behind is nearly 1 second as well, so as you can see, moving on 3 or 4 laps, I have a bit of contact with Fabricio and Andrea. I think they came together slightly. I'm not too sure what happened, but it's all fine so far. As you can see, Fabricio runs a little bit wide, and I see this opportunity to slip up his inside, get really good traction, and if I could just use a bit of a battery, it should be really smooth. And as you can see, Fabricio is wise enough to be able to know to back off, and I can see Tomek, one of our championship, I think it will be one of our championship rivals, in the wall, and I believe he has damage as well. So that's Tomek basically out of the race. I don't know exactly what happened to him as well. I think he had an incident with someone on the braking. As you can see, Andre weaving a tiny bit to try and indicate to let me pass. But I don't want to use too much of my battery, but I kinda have to be able to fully pass him. As you can see, Andre brakes a little bit. We can totally go to the right and open up the corner a bit more. And up to P9 already, so into the points, only having done 8 laps so far. So it's been a really strong start to the race. As you can see on the bottom left, a lot of people have closed up in the top group, and they are not, they're fast, but it's definitely catchable. So we need to try and this lap just save the ERS behind Duncan. We need to get a bit of good traction here, which we do, making use of the slipstream as much as possible. And I think we're going to be using Oiltech a tiny bit more here to go alongside and make the move heading towards lap 10. The pace at this moment was very strong. I think at this point we were actually the fastest guy on the track. And you'll see throughout the race that our pace was really strong in the race, and that is quite new to me. Normally in the race, I would say I'm really fast, but especially quali, I think that's my strongest point. Not compared to the race. I think the race is definitely one of my weaker parts in this game, which is unfortunate, but trying to fix that of course in the off season, which is going well so far. So yeah, moving on to laps. We've closed on a few tenths to the cars ahead, but as you can see,
Let's go. Let's go.
yes.
Yeah.
Easy.
As you can see, safety car comes out,
man.
and that is absolutely crucial for this race. We
back.
needed this extremely bad. So yeah, this lap we're gonna box for mediums.
No doubles. You might get Ogiano, Thomas.
As you can hear me say,
Yes, for
I
double
might
stack.
get
Double
Ogiano
stack, but not sure.
heading to pits, because as you can see, the lead is actually practically C4s in AvatarI.
Yeah, I know.
And in this game you get held quite badly when you have to double stack, so we might gain a place on Ogiano, but it's gonna be very close I reckon. Make sure to be using it. You can go red in a delta for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Might be useful. Well, not for you probably, but for me.
Oh,
And as you can see, we're trying to make sure we don't get into the red, but not get too far over it.
Thomas.
Because we need to maximize the pit lane. Making sure I have medium selected, and now we're gonna pit onto the mediums. Oh, taking the pit lane really carefully. And that is us up into the pit lane, putting on medium tires, and yeah, let's see if we can jump some people maybe in the pit lane. As you can see, Harvey gets fast, Max gets fast, and Okiano also gets fast. That is very unfortunate, but it is fine. We still P8, have a lot of infinite pits, so that's the most crucial part.
Okay.
And
That's fine.
yeah,
Be
need
careful,
to
Duncan. Out.
try and save a bit of fuel as well, and a
Okay,
bit of
fair.
ERS.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far this race, it's been really good. Obviously,
Try to
the
save
safety car
your
helped us a
years,
little bit,
for now.
but
I know it's hard, but
the pace has been really strong throughout the race.
Alright,
As you can
good luck.
see, safety guys in this lap, warming our tires as much as possible, and we're looking to try and get a really good restart. So, yeah, making sure our tires are warmed. As you can see my left tire is actually through my camera on the bottom right. Needing to have at least 82, 83 degrees temps in all tires to be able to have normal grip. And yeah, as you can see, restart was pretty early, so Patrick has already taken off into the lead, and we're looking to try and make some moves very early on. As you can see, 12 laps left in this race. Um, at this point in the race, I haven't tested in mediums during this period of time, so I was kind of in the first lap trying to get a feeling of it. As you can see, it was straight away on the attack, and looking to go down the inside on Okeano, and down the inside we go, leaving in a space on the outside, and that's up into P7. So if we were finishing like this, we would get 6 points, and we were looking to obviously get even more positions. Next car is going to be Max Whistle. Going to be pretty hard to overtake him, he's pretty quick, so yeah, we need to try our best and give it his all to be able to overtake him in one of the straights, I reckon. And yeah, so far this race has been to near perfection, I must say. This race has been really, really strong from us. No mistakes at all during the whole race. And yeah, we're looking to try and keep this up. As you can see, moving on a few laps. Max Russell goes a tiny bit wide, and we take an opportunity to go down the inside and make the move up into P6. Now we need to watch out though, because Max might come back to us, but he decided to back out and stay in P7 for now. So at this point in the race, I didn't know Harvey Cowan ahead of us had no ERS, because apparently, as you'll hear in a few minutes time, I believe, that he had no ERS. So I didn't know at the time, because I was definitely in Discord and I didn't want to get distracted or anything by my team. So yeah, as you can see, just before the straight came up, I got told he had no ERS, and as you can see, he is blinking. So looking to try and not use as much ERS as possible. We kind of need to use some to be able to overtake him. And as you can see, we found quite a bit of ERS on this straight, but we're braking very late and making a super clean move up the inside, and that's up into P5. So this race, once again, is going so well, and actually up ahead, it's a championship leader, Alvaro Carreton. I think he was on pole, if I'm not mistaken, and we were last before this race even started, and now we're with each other. So this goes to show that whatever happens in Baku, anything can happen, and we got quite lucky this race, I must say, but our pace has been mighty strong as well. Moving on 2 laps, Alvaro managed to overtake Jake, and this is crucial. Right now, we need to try and save ERS, but also try and make moves at the same time, which is extremely hard. Driving against these guys is not easy to overtake, and yeah, as you see, in a few seconds time, something is about to happen, and it's not to me, it's not to Jake, it's not to Alvaro, but it's actually top 2, and you can kind of guess where we're heading towards to. The famous castle section, and as you'll see right here, Patrick
Just P1.
made a mistake, hit the wall,
We're gonna pit.
Yeah. No,
and is out of this race.
I don't
Also,
no, it's not worth it.
Isfan Foki, who is leading this race right now, has no front wing.
I mean,
So he has to pit again.
Restart will be on the lap 25, 24.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not.
So
As you
it
can
will be 3 laps.
manage to say it will be a 2-lap or even a 1-lap sprint. He said 3 laps, but that was a mistake.
I nearly got damaged again.
We were quite lucky once again to
not
not get
risky.
damaged.
Nah.
No,
I'm gonna drop so far actually, yeah, true.
And
Thomas, maybe
once
do
again,
that. Thomas,
looking
Thomas,
to
Ah,
try and
Oh,
trick
like
people
Ah.
to pit. I shall see
Oh,
Isfan
I
is
think Bungie
pitting.
stuff will pit. They always do that.
Um,
No, I'm not gonna
Jake, very close. Just about
only
managed to knock off the pit
only
line.
for you.
Jake got
And
the pit lane, by the way.
you can hear me say quite cheeky about Jake's pit lane thingy. But it's all fine for now. And yeah, we're actually up into P3. From P20 on the grid to P3 right now. And we even have a
Yeah,
shot at the
Thomas
win
will
here.
do it, to be honest.
So this race has been extremely good for us.
Nice,
Maybe one of my
nice.
better
So,
races.
three
Well, I
position
think
guys
it's
will
one of my better races, if not my best race ever on this game. In league racing, not in esports, but definitely league racing. This is up there with my best. So yeah, let's see what we can do at the restart. As you can see, moving on 1 lap further to lap 24. Gonna be a 2-lap sprint towards the end. As you see, the safety car is gonna be in this lap in a few seconds time, and looking to try and warm my tires once again to about 80 to 83 degrees Celsius. As you can see, safety car in this lap. Need to maintain the speed and not try and catch the safety car. And this is crucial. I knew compared to Jake and Alvaro, I think I had a pace advantage, but definitely a strong speed advantage because we had quite low wings around there. I believe I was a 1 or 2 front wing less than Jake and Alvaro. So yeah, as you can see, Jake actually hit Alvaro, and I got told he didn't get damage afterwards, but I was very surprised he didn't, because that could have been race over for him if he didn't watch out. As you can see, restart is now. We actually have an overtake button on, and that was a pretty much a rookie mistake for me. Jake tried to send it up the inside of Alvaro. He decided to back out. Also on the top left you can see Olaf, my teammate, up to P5. So that is very good from him. And yeah, looking to obviously burn our ERS, because we only have 2 laps. So we can use however long we want until basically the last straight. But you can't burn the whole 2 laps, because otherwise you'll run out towards the end of the straight. And you'll be about to see that that will be very crucial in the end phase compared to Jake and Alvaro. As you can see as well, Alvaro is kind of putting a gap already to Jake, and we're actually managing to stay quite close to Jake. So this is going really good so far. Heading in towards the castle section, getting very close to the walls, because we need to take risks, we need to get close to Jake, and we need to try and make a move. Otherwise it's gonna be game over and Jake will stay in P2. But as you can see, I'm using my overtake. I probably shouldn't have used as much as I wanted to, but it's all good for now. Again here, just using a bit too much overtake, and those 2 ERO usages probably costed me a possible P2. Or is it? Because right now we're right behind Jake. Jake is a bit squirrely on the exit, and we're using all our battery, everything we have, to try and close the gap to Jake. 45%, 40%, 35% EROs. We're draining the whole battery right now. And going into turn 1, can we make the move? No, we can't. We're deciding to back out of it. As you can see, try and go for a move on Jake, but we just didn't want to use ERS. And as you can see right here, just getting squarely on the exit once again. And I knew if I say to beat ERS this last 2 sectors, I can maybe get the win. Not the win, I can maybe get P2, because Alvaro, you can see the gap, is 1.4 seconds. And yeah, he was just absolutely flying in his last 2 laps. So fair play to Alvaro, he did it really well. So the best result we can get today is P2. If it goes like this, it will be a drag race towards the line. but obviously we need to try and not make any mistakes. Talking about mistakes, I think Tomek and his teammate made contact and came together. As you can see, Jake is going pretty slowly right now. Don't know why, but um, yeah, looking to try and get as close to him as possible. I think Jake tried to try and kind of back off towards me in the last 2 laps. Into Harvey basically. Because Urus is still P5. We'll probably stay P5. But this is it. This is it. Right now we need to use all we have to try and get P2 in this race. But the question is, can we do it? We need to use everything we have. And we just don't have quite enough to get Jake here. The gap is 1.5 tenths, 1.4 tenths. It's 1/10 for Paul alongside. Can we get Jake? The answer is no.
So close.
And as you can see, 42 thousandths of a second the gap was in the end. But it is a podium from P20 on the grid. A last to, you can call it a last to podium in WR today.
Good job.
As you can hear my team say, really happy about the
I
results.
mean, next week we will be fine. We will just qualify at the front both and yeah, just smash it.
And
Next race is the bar, I think.
yeah.
Like
getting driver today as well, which is a very good boost. And
it's Japan?
next race is not going to be Japan, I can tell you that. It's going to be Spa. So, as you can see right here, the results of the race: Alvaro Carrollton wins from Jay Burnham. Then ourselves in P3, Harvey Cowan is P4 ahead of our teammate Ulas in P5. Leroy Brown getting a very solid P6 from P8 in the grid, so that's a really good and strong race from him as well. Ogiano on his WR debut in PC gets P7 ahead of Luke Smith, Max Whistle in P9, and even after having no front wing, Ismail still gets a point out of it in this race. Modesto Mena and Valentin and Duncan and Drake Dempsey just missing out on the top 10 and having a chance at points. So, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!